Latest, Randy.
Juan, this is a big development. Yesterday we learned of the president's valet that tested positive, may have had some contact with the president. Now this time, this second case hits much closer to home. She is actually a press secretary for the vice president, spends a lot of time with the vice president, and she also happens to be married to one of the president's key advisors. We begin tonight in the nation's capital, where the president and first lady strolled through the World War II memorial and stopped to have conversations with veterans. We move to Des Moines, Iowa, where Vice President Mike Pence met with church leaders to talk about opening up houses of worship. Look closely. Do you see any masks? In fact, there are no masks in sight in either of these two events, and the 6-foot social distancing rule at times does not appear to be observed. We mention it because earlier today, both the president and vice president got disturbing news. One of the vice president's closest aides, Katie Miller, tested positive for the virus, which delayed the vice president's scheduled trip to Iowa. Miller was not on board Air Force Two, but 6 staffers who had recent exposure to her were taken off the plane.
Katie, she tested very good for a long period of time, and then all of a sudden today she tested positive. She hasn't come into contact with me. She spent some time with the vice president.
Miller is with the vice president nearly every day. Her husband is senior presidential aide Stephen Miller. President Trump attended their wedding in February, held at Washington's Trump Hotel. And just yesterday, a military valet who served food to the president also tested positive. With the coronavirus clearly inside the White House, the president was asked today why he didn't wear a mask when meeting with World War II veterans in their 80s.
The wind was blowing so hard in such a direction that if the plague ever reached them, I'd be very surprised.
The president was not asked if that strong wind could have blown contaminated droplets into the veterans' faces or into his own. The president says he's now tested every day and so far is negative. The president has said the White House uses the Abbott test, which can give results in minutes. But in one study, the Abbott test missed up to 15% of infected patients. Another study found that it potentially missed 25% of infections. And that's a concern because despite their negative test results, those people are actually infected and can still spread the virus.
You would never want to use that test to screen somebody in the hospital to put them into a COVID negative unit, because in that case, you can't afford to make a mistake.
And while many governors say they do not have access to enough tests to reopen safely, the numbers of new cases are consistently falling in only 15 states, while 47 states are in the process of reopening. Today, bars can reopen in Alaska. Dentists in Iowa are now back in business, bowling alleys in Tennessee. Tomorrow, restaurants can open in Nevada and campgrounds in North Dakota. Montana opened some schools yesterday. Now movie theaters will follow a week from today. Today, the governor of Oklahoma spoke at the opening of a shopping mall in Oklahoma City.
We're so excited that they're here opening up.
We opened 45 stores Tuesday.
And jobs are desperately needed. April's job losses were 25 times worse than any single month of the Great Recession. Virtually every sector fell into crisis. Hospitality and travel, 7.7 million jobs got lost. Retail lost more than 2 million. Manufacturing and healthcare, more than 1 million each. President Trump promises a quick recovery.
And we'll build something that was even better than we had before.
And tonight, CNN is reporting there is a third case of coronavirus near the White House, this involving a personal assistant to the president's daughter, Ivanka. Now, CNN is reporting this particular personal assistant has been working remotely and has not come in contact with the president's daughter for several weeks. But it is apparently one more case of coronavirus somewhere near, anyway, the White House. Let's go back to you.
Very close. All right, Randy, thank you.